Initial launch features include seamless payments, practice reporting and analytics, and customizable checkout options containing a catalog of over 6,000 SKUs. We are currently developing new features to enhance adoption and retention. The team is leveraging practice insights to develop membership programs that will be meaningful to both practices and consumers. We began 2021 with a payment processing run rate of over $200 million, and through increased account penetration, we're able to nearly triple that run rate to almost $600 million at year-end. As we previously indicated, payment processing volume is a key performance indicator for our fintech platform. Going forward, we'll be providing our gross payment volume, or GPV, defined as the total dollar amount of all transactions processed in the period through our Opal and HintMD platforms, net of refunds. For the full year 2021, our GPV was $506 million. In 2022, our goal is to continue to grow our accounts, develop new features, and complete the migration of our legacy HintMD customers to Opal. With that, I will turn the call over to Toby to cover our fourth quarter and full year financials.
Thank you, Dustin. We are pleased to report strong financial results for the fourth quarter and for the year. Revenue for the fourth quarter and full year 2021 was $26.0 million and $77.8 million, compared to $11.1 million and $15.3 million for the same periods in 2020. Revenue growth on a quarterly and annual basis was driven primarily by increased sales of the RHA Collection of dermal fillers. Revenue for the fourth quarter included $23.8 million of product revenue from the RHA Collection of dermal fillers, $1.6 million of collaboration revenue from our partnership with Viatris, and $0.5 million of service revenue from our fintech platform. For the year, 2021 revenues included $70.8 million of our product revenue, $5.7 million of collaboration revenue, and $1.3 million from our fintech platform. Operating expenses for the fourth quarter and full year 2021 were $87.6 million and $352.5 million for the full year. Excluding depreciation and amortization and stock-based compensation, non-GAAP operating expenses were $63.3 million for the fourth quarter and $265.8 million for the year. As previously mentioned, our capital allocation at this time is focused on obtaining FDA approval for daxibotulinumtoxinA for injection, driving top-line growth with our products and services, expanding and deepening our customer relationships through Opal, and investing in our people and culture. We have also taken prudent steps to conserve and preserve cash by pausing non-critical hires, deferring a phase 3 clinical program for upper limb spasticity, as well as other therapeutic pipeline activities, and pausing international regulatory and commercial investments for daxibotulinumtoxinA for injection, with the exception of our collaboration with Fosun in China. Due to these efforts, our GAAP and non-GAAP operating expenses for the year were below our previously announced guidance ranges. Looking ahead, we expect 2022 GAAP operating expenses to be $375 million to $400 million, and our non-GAAP operating expenses, which exclude costs of revenue, depreciation and amortization, and stock-based compensation, to be $260 to $280 million. Further, we expect non-GAAP research and development expense to be $100 million to $110 million. R&D expenses in 2022 are primarily driven by manufacturing costs for daxibotulinumtoxinA for injection, which, according to GAAP accounting standards, are expensed as a period cost until the drug product is approved. Turning to our balance sheet, cash equivalents, and short-term investments as of December 31st, 2021, were $225.1 million, which we believe is sufficient to fund our planned operations into 2023. Finally, Revance's shares of common stock outstanding as of February 17, 2022 were approximately 71.5 million, with 78.2 million fully diluted shares, excluding the impact of convertible debt. With that, I'll turn the call back over to Mark.
Thank you, Toby. In closing, we have a differentiated commercial strategy that is delivering the desired results while also allowing us to forge inroads into elite aesthetic practices that will provide us with a strong commercial foundation for our neuromodulator once approved. Our main priority for 2022 is obtaining FDA approval for daxibotulinumtoxinA for injection in glabellar lines, which should not only accelerate our growth in aesthetics, but will also pave the way for us to advance our therapeutics opportunity by filing a supplemental BLA for cervical dystonia. I'd like to thank all of our stockholders for your continued support of Revance. I look forward to updating you on our progress in the new year. With that, I will now open the call up for questions. Operator?
As a reminder, to ask a question, you will need to press star one on your telephone. And to withdraw your question, just press the pound key. Our first question will come from the line of Ken Cacciatore from Cowen. You may begin.
Thanks so much. Great to hear all the progress, guys. Mark, just wondering on the timing of the refiling, can you help us characterize that? Is it weeks or is it months? Can you put a little bit of a context around it would be great. And then is there anything else from the 483 or are we just waiting here on the filing for the working cell bank, the qualification of it? Thanks so much.
Yeah, Ken, so for the first one, the timing, we're not going to give specifics on it, but clearly the long lead item was the qualification work related to the new working cell bank. So at this point, it's a little bit more administrative in nature to just pull everything together. And as we indicated, we will definitely put out a public announcement once we have refiled the BLA. So obviously this is a high level of focus for us, and again, it's more administrative in nature at this point. In regards to the 483s, previously we said there were 5 483s. In our responses to the agency, items 3 through 5, the agency indicated our responses appeared sufficient, and then for items 1 and 2 is what we went into the Type A meeting for. And in that Type A meeting, coming out of that, what the FDA wanted to see was the qualification of the new working cell bank with 3 consecutive drug substance and 1 drug product batch. So, that's what we've been working on providing. In the actual complete response, we will need to just sort of update the clinical portion of our applications, from a safety perspective.